Good morning. This, for us, a sunny February morning after some very cold days. It's still cold, but it's not wet, so I'm very happy about that. I'm Annette with Annette's Needles, and I'm here to show you some of my cross stitch. This year, I did a New Year, New Start again, and worked on my New Year, New Start from last year. So I will start off showing you what I started on this year. Hopefully I'll get some pictures up here. And this is where I am now. This is such a fun project. I've not done a stitch along where you're slowly released the parts of the project. And this is a band sampler. And I haven't done a band sampler, but I've admired them. So I'm quite happy to be working on it. Stopping here was the January release. I'm working on the February release, and there will be some bears down here. So I'm very happy about that. Let you have a little bit of a close-up. My needle minders are magnets I bought when we went to, which park? Because we went to 3 parks that year. We went to Moab, we went to Bryce Canyon, and Zion. So I think I bought these at the Bryce Canyon gift shop, but it was a pack of National Park pictures for refrigerator magnets. Well, I just stuck them onto my cable ties, which helped me to keep this on my homemade PVC hoop because I'm down to no more store-bought ones that I like to use. But what I use with a refrigerator magnet generally is a magnet like this. I did buy a set of round ones, which I don't have on this one, but I may be able to show you. And then I can put the refrigerator magnet on it. These don't have the strength of a real needle minder. Just let me say that on the side. But when I put them on the cable ties, they're a little bit stronger because these are super strong magnets. But they help keep my project pulled tight side to side, right where I need it. You can see where I used a hoop, but I didn't really like it. I don't like the hoop marking that I'll have to steam out when I'm all done. But I really like the project. It's really fun. And it's on a pre-gridded 14 count Aida that I did talk a little bit about last time, but I'll still try and link it below. But I'm enjoying this very much, by Haley at Stitch Cabin, and I don't think it's too late to join. There's 2 choices, and as I put up the pictures of my progress, I'll put the picture of the beginning, and so it shows the 2 choices. One is by the sea and one is the Great Outdoors, and I chose the Great Outdoors. The New Year, New Start from last year was this one. Feasting Frenzy by Dimensions. And I just love birds, and I find I'm loving doing birds. Don't love backstitch, but I'm loving how it makes the birds look. And this is where I am now. My goal kind of is this year to do a page a month. I might get a little bit behind this month, but this was January. This is February. Some of this bird was overlapping into what I will call March. No, I'm wrong. This was December. This was January. And now this will be February, but I haven't started on it yet because I'm trying to get my February on that sampler done. So that is a goal, but this month has been a little different, nicely different, because our oldest son and his family are here in between homes, so they're staying in their RV, so we get to see them a lot, which kind of holds up my sitting quietly and cross-stitching. A friend, a stitchy friend, told me about these bobbins because I was kind of parking because some of my threads were really long, like for this little bird here, and I didn't want to just tie off. And I said, so I'm trying parking, but the threads were just getting everywhere. And she suggested these little bobbins, and they're kind of nice. Let me get one for you to show you without a thread in it. They come in a bag of 6 or 8, I can't remember. and I'll link them below. And they pop open. You can wrap your threads. I just grouped the threads and wrapped them around when I was done with that page. And then you have them like this. Generally, I do try to finish off the thread so I don't have that line that people talk about. I'm not proficient enough to have done enough projects to complain about it having a definite line, but I try to follow off my thread, which is why some of them go out from there. And then I wanted to finish the one bird, so he got all the way out into the next month page. But that's my goal now. So this is my new thing that I'm kind of learning, and when I get really good at it, I will talk more about it. The other project I had talked to you about last time was this one, the King of Flowers, that I was not pressured into, but enabled to get by a group of my friends who I Zoom stitch with. And these friends are in the UK and New Zealand and in the States and in Canada. Anyway, a bunch of us bought that one. And this is my start. I start in the upper right corner. When you're looking at it, no, that's the upper left corner. Video and right and left is throwing me off, but that's the start of it in the corner. I'm just getting to where I'll get to see a bud, so I'm looking forward to that. This one is not on my goal list of trying to finish in a month. It's if I finish the other 3 goals I have, this band sampler month goal, the bird page, and I'll tell you about the next one in a minute. But if I finish those, then I work on this until the end of the month. This month, this is my other goal. My third goal is to do, this is a Mini Bouquet of the Month by Jeannette Douglas. And I really enjoyed doing this stitch along, but I didn't finish it. So my goal was December to finish this one. Let me see, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. That was August. I finished that and the border. And then this one, pull that out. I finished this one in January. So I have September, October that's going to go right here. What I did here, I had gridded the whole fabric with a Frixion pin, which in this instance worked really well because it was light fabric. But they were released 1 month at a time as a free bouquet and as a sampler. But the grid was not the same on each one because she had previously released them as little pin cushions. So, which, you know, for something free, I can't complain. So the grid was off on each one. So I fought with it the whole time. So this time when it came to last month, I just used my hair dryer and blew it dry. And then with my blue Frixion, I marked a grid that I could kind of follow because I am a gridder. I love to follow a grid. It makes it much easier for me. So this month I will be putting a bouquet right here. I might have to blow it dry, blow it to erase it a little bit more than it is. But that is my third goal of a month, sitting in the evening. I reckon I do about 250 stitches at a sitting in an evening, which I haven't been doing because we've been having company and nice company and fun things to do. But so I was able last month in a week to get each goal done and flowed into the 4th week a little bit. But this time I won't get to do that. Yesterday was our anniversary and I didn't stitch. It was our 52nd anniversary. That really ages me, but I love being married to him. So I'm glad we're 52 years, heading on to forever. So I have this, because I have this set up for October already. I have my conversions. She had used Classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Works, and I converted them to DMC, or she converted to DMC. So I wrote what the DMC number was on each symbol. So that helps me a lot. I didn't do all floss drops because some I had already had on spools, but I really like floss drops. I like looking at it. I like running my fingers through it, although I know that gets body oils on it. That doesn't bother me. It's my pleasure, so I'm doing it. I don't rub them all the time, but I do sometimes. So now I'll do this border, and this one, hopefully this month. But before I go on to the next project, that's how I'll do it. So those are the 4 projects I have going right now, and I just wanted to share them with you. I will add some pictures and put some links down at the bottom, and wanted to show you a little bit of my tools. And because I'm not doing this on my computer like I usually do, because my sewing room is and / office is in flux right now, because I'm getting a cutting table right here that my son is getting all ready for me, which I'll show you when I get that. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to talk about, was my necklace. Can you see it's the clover? I don't even know what they call it, but it's a thread cutter. There is a round blade in there, and so if you don't have scissors, you can just snip a little thread. I've worn this traveling, and when you travel, you take off your jewelry and put it in the bin, and it goes through. Then you walk through the x-ray machine. And I haven't ever had it taken away. I put it on a long necklace. I put some little charms that I got at Hobby Lobby on it. And I wear it for a piece of jewelry sometimes, just if I think I might be stitching or something. It works on yarn. I haven't done it on thick yarn. I did it on my fingering yarn when I was knitting some socks. But I really like it. And I think if you decided to do one and buy a long chain, put it on there. And the long chain is necessary so you can pick it up. And yeah, it's not long enough like down to my waist, but it works. Okay, more in a bit. I want to show you some of my tools that I keep next to my stitching chair. I don't have a good stitching spot that's permanent yet. I still keep floating between chairs ever since we moved here, but I keep this little set of stuff right next to me. And now I'm going to show you. This is my answer for what sits next to my stitching spot. Those are my glasses. They're 300 magnification. They're better than my bifocals, and I can see over the top to watch TV or YouTube. The next thing is the Boheen needles. I know I'm not saying that right, but I really like those because they have a nice round trip for rubbing my needle along the back and finding the hole, and the needle threader above it is small enough to fit in the eye of that needle, so I can do that easily. I have folding scissors that I have had for years, like if I fly or something, which I don't really take with me anymore, but they're very sharp, and I haven't found a nice little sharp pair that I want to have, that I like, that's cute. So I'll keep my eye open for that. I have beeswax. If it's wrinkly or wants to knot a lot, then I run my floss through that. I have a bobbin for when I want to part threads. That cute little girl is a set of tweezers. If I make a pin stitch, I bring the thread then back up and knot it on the side, and when I've stitched over it, then I use her to hold it up tight so I can snip it against the fabric. That stylus is to use to mark my digital graphs. The pink stylus there, I love that. I use Markup RXP on my iPad, and it's such a nice program. And so I keep that digital stylus that's rechargeable right in my mug with the rest of my things, and then I just mark my chart with that. I have an Apple Pencil for my other iPad that I use for more things, but I keep an old one just for my graphs. Frixion pen to mark on my light Ada if I want to mark a starting spot or a stopping spot or a number at the end of a graph line, and just a pin for making a little note if I want to. I keep an Ort jar. I usually just throw them away, but I heard someone saves them and puts them out for the birds. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but I've got them in there. And then the mug that I keep everything in. So this is my answer to the question, what's next to your stitching spot? When I have a good stitching spot, I will show you that. But now I rotate from chair to chair till I find the right spot for me. So these are my tools. What are your tools? So that's not all my tools, but they are the ones I keep next to my chair that as I'm stitching I can use. So So that's about all I was going to share today. I'm hoping to put some pictures up and maybe a little slideshow of progress pictures at the end. My grandson is really good at digital stuff, so he said he would help me when he gets back. So who knows, this might be the best floss tube ever. Thank you for watching. Bye from Annette. Thank you.